In December 2023, two innocuous FedEx packages quietly left California's sun-drenched suburbs, bound for addresses in Nottingham and Manchester. Inside the packages wasn't your average parcel. These boxes held nearly 2 kilograms of high-purity narcotic chemicals inside, disguised in plain cardboard. This wasn't your average street hustle. This was orchestration, a transatlantic pipeline powered by encrypted messages, fake names, and a ruthless digital mastermind. There was one person behind this operation. His name, I hear you ask? Tristan Samuel, better known as TR TRIZZY, aka Chop Life Cali, a man who has become all too familiar with this channel as of late. By the time the UK seized those packages, Samuel was already deep into his double life, rap persona by day, kingpin by night. Using aliases like Marlo Stanfield, Rahul Ramesh, and Trey Lucas, Samuel built a syndicate that blurred real life with rap fantasy. But the FBI had a new kind of agent, Agent K, trained not just in the streets but in digital cloud storage and savvy with social media. Samuel's empire was leaking metadata that was easy to track for a trained professional. This is not just a story of narcotics. This is the rise of a digital narco empire and its dramatic collapse. Featuring a Cybertruck chase, hundreds of thousands in ghost money, fake passports, burner phones, and the cold steel of loaded binds. Every message Samuel sent left a footprint, and law enforcement followed with surgical precision. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is the TRIZZY tapes. It's December 19th, 2023. British customs agents in Manchester intercepted what looked like a harmless parcel addressed to Rachel Wythenshawe at a flat on Oldham Street in the Manchester area. But when they cracked open the box, what they found wasn't holiday gifts. It was 865 grams of weight. The package had been sent from California, disguised under the return address of a bookstore. They called it Shipment A. The very next day, lightning struck again. A second package, Shipment B, landed at another UK address, addressed to Helen Carter, Flat D in Nottingham, with the same sender profile and same postal origin. This one held 895 grams of weight, bringing the total haul to over 1.7 kilograms of narcotics in less than 48 hours. The street value was astronomical. Both shipments were linked to Jardel Calvert, a UK-based courier in his 20s with a prior record, making him known to UK police. Arrested in early 2024, Calvert attempted to minimize his involvement, claiming to police that he believed the boxes contained herbs. However, customs officials were unconvinced by his explanation. The real breakthrough came when police seized Calvert's phone. Investigators discovered a digital trail of encrypted conversations on Calvert's mobile device spanning months. His Snapchat account revealed exchanges with a user named TR TRIZZY Chop, and similar communications were found on Telegram with another individual known as Chop. These were not casual chats. They contained specific drop-off instructions, address confirmations, and coded logistics tied to the intercepted shipments. On December 13, 2023, 6 days before the seizures, Calvert sent a message to Chop. Calvert sent the following message: Flat D, number 22. The reply came swiftly. Chop replied, "Where is this?" Calvert messaged back Nottingham. Chop, eager to send more weight, said, "Any other Addy?" Calvert said, "Number 62, Manchester." Chop and Calvert clearly believed their messages were untraceable and encrypted, but that protection only holds when the device stays out of police hands. Now fully decrypted, these messages revealed direct coordination of trafficking logistics. The two addresses Calvert sent matched the addresses on shipments A and B exactly. Law enforcement now had something concrete, a digital thread tying Calvert to someone with clear authority and control over the distribution planning of narcotics. A shadowy figure behind usernames like Chop and TR TRIZZY Chop, and it was only a matter of time before they would discover who that really was. The mistake Calvert and Chop made was believing their messages were invisible because they were encrypted. This was the crack in the dam. Now enter Agent K, an elite investigator from the FBI's Los Angeles Strike Force. A cyber-trained tracker of shadows, specializing in encrypted crime syndicates and digital footprints left behind by those who thought they were invisible. with British law enforcement already holding a seized phone full of cryptic chats between Calvert and usernames like TR TRIZZY Chop and Chop. Agent K got to work. Telegram messages, Snapchat aliases, Instagram posts, none of it meant much without proof, but Agent K didn't just scroll, he hunted. The key breakthrough in the investigation came when Agent K subpoenaed FedEx, and FedEx provided the tracking numbers and associated data for the intercepted shipments, Shipment A and Shipment B. Somebody had checked their progress online, twice. FedEx logs revealed an IP address ending 42D. The significance of this discovery was that the same IP address was linked to a home Wi-Fi connection in California. Agent K and the FBI issued subpoenas to all relevant parties, which led to the revelation that the internet account was registered under the name Ash. More crucially, the account was tied to the email address trtrizzymanagement@gmail.com. Agent K dug deeper. Google account records confirmed that same email was verified using a US number ending in 9009, the very number tied to Snapchat's TR TRIZZY Chop. And the name used on the Google profile was a Mr. Tristan Samuel. From there, the emails, IP address, and all the background information gathered by the agent were tied to an Instagram account belonging to a man known as TR TRIZZY. The Instagram account at official TR TRIZZY was filled with flashy selfies, stacks of cash, and thinly veiled references to a luxurious, narco-fueled lifestyle. But it wasn't just a social media flex. Photos posted on the account were also found in Samuel's Apple iCloud, which the FBI had subpoenaed, backed up on the same devices linked to the 9009 number. The FBI secured a warrant, downloaded the contents, and unearthed a gallery of incriminating files, identical photos used for Snapchat avatars, address labels, drug packaging materials, and pictures of straps and cash. It didn't stop there. Telegram responded to a US subpoena. The mysterious Chop, who'd coordinated with Calvert. His account ID matched the one in Samuel's screenshots. Username @ChopLifeCali, display name ChopLife. The narco kingpin they were chasing wasn't hiding in the dark web. He was checking tracking numbers over morning coffee, connected to home Wi-Fi, logged into Gmail, and tagging his lifestyle with #ChopLife. Agent K had seen it all before, but never this bold. The sender of the weight wasn't off the grid, he was hiding in plain sight. To his followers, he was a rapper, a trapper, a trendsetter. On Instagram, he was at official TR TRIZZY, an online persona built around excess, danger, and digital bravado. He wasn't shy about what he was doing. His feed was loud with flexes of straps, loaded binds, stacks of bank-wrapped cash, and designer duffels bulging with unknown cargo. Each caption screamed one message: "I'm up." But for Agent K, every post was another piece of the puzzle, one the feds would later download and dissect frame by frame. The truth was, Samuel's Apple iCloud had been compromised. Through a federal warrant served to Apple in October 2024, investigators gained access to his iCloud account, linked to the phone number ending in 9009 and the same email used for both his Gmail and Instagram. All automatically backed up and untouched, because Samuel never thought he'd get caught. Inside the folder structure were selfies, screen recordings, address labels, shipping receipts, and video evidence of criminal transactions. The metadata, the invisible timestamps and geotags, revealed when and where every image was taken, exposing the exact timeline of Samuel's rise from street-level player to international narco trafficker. One video, recorded on October 27, 2023, showed what investigators believed to be bulk quantities of weight, packaged and stacked in a manner consistent with intent to distribute. In another, Samuel casually posed with a dollar bill which was used as a token, a coded marker often used in narco deals to verify people's identity during pickups. And there were more than just one or two straps. At least 4 distinct pieces, including 3 binds and a big ting, were documented in photos across different settings, sometimes right next to money counters processing tens of thousands in cash. His digital vanity had become the FBI's evidence board. The Chop Life lifestyle Samuel so proudly curated on social media wasn't just for show. It was the very blueprint of his operation, unknowingly broadcast to the world and carefully preserved in the cloud. What fans saw as aesthetic federal agents saw as admissible. In the end, it wasn't a snitch. It wasn't a sting. It was the cloud that buried him. October 1st, 2024. Acting on a federal search warrant, Agent K served Apple Inc. with a subpoena for data tied to a single iCloud account, connected to the 9009 number and the handle behind TR TRIZZY. On December 2nd, 2024, Apple responded. What they turned over wasn't just incriminating, it was damning. A full download of Samuel's digital footprint, messages, photos, videos, location data, login records, backups, a digital diary of his criminal empire in 4K clarity. Inside the data dump were selfies with drug shipments. Samuel posed like a trophy hunter, smiling next to bags of pills and powder. A video from October 27th, 2023 showed what appeared to be compressed bricks stacked on a table. The camera pans slowly, deliberately before cutting out. Dozens of shipping labels, complete with tracking numbers, recipient names and post office drop receipts, linking directly to the intercepted UK parcels. Multiple images of dollar bill tokens, single dollar bills with identifiable serial numbers. These were the proof-of-life photos used to verify transactions with couriers. Send the bill, match the serial number, make the drop. A digital arsenal, at least 4 different binds photographed across several locations. A narco starter kit, often pictured next to stacks of cash or stuffed duffel bags. Even seemingly innocent selfies turned into evidence. Samuel was wearing the exact same outfits, hats and jewelry seen in his Instagram posts on @official TR TRIZZY, now irrefutably linking the Instagram persona to the man behind the shipments. And there was more. Metadata embedded in each file told the agents when it was taken, where, on which device, and from which IP address. It gave them GPS coordinates, timestamps, camera model numbers, every digital breadcrumb a prosecutor could dream of. This wasn't just a flex, it was a confession, time-stamped, geolocated, and unfiltered. The iCloud evidence painted Samuel's empire in high definition, from narco prep tables in California to encrypted messages coordinating drops in Nottingham, and he had backed it all up, automatically, unknowingly, and relentlessly. Every time he posed for Instagram, every time he took a picture of a parcel, every time he saved a video to admire his chop-life empire, he was documenting his own downfall. For most people, money leaves a trail of responsibility. Tax forms, invoices, payroll. But in Tristan Samuel's world, money was a weapon, a means of control, a measure of his reach. Between August 2023 and June 2025, Samuel's financial activity didn't just raise eyebrows, it detonated alarms. A federal subpoena to JP Morgan Chase revealed the numbers. 245 Zelle payments, totaling $231,029. $192,117 in direct cash deposits. And not a single dollar was tied to a legitimate job, business or salary, no employer names, no tax history, just digital transfers and stacks of bills, relentless, anonymous and fast. Each Zelle payment told a story. Some came in regular intervals, small enough to avoid suspicion. Others arrived in large chunks, $4,000, $6,500, often followed by screenshots of parcel labels or tracking receipts in Samuel's phone. FBI analysts mapped each transfer to Telegram or Snapchat conversations, showing a clear timeline and payment received. When the address was sent, the package was shipped, and then the tracking number was confirmed. This was trafficking in the age of instant banking. Samuel didn't just receive funds, he laundered them in plain sight. He used apps like Zelle and Cash App to move money from buyers and runners into various personal accounts. From there, he transferred lump sums into savings, spent thousands on luxury rent, and withdrew even more in cash pickups across California. He even developed a code system using tokens. Customers would send photos of $1 bills, highlighting unique serial numbers. Samuel would use these as identifiers to match payments to pickups, making each transaction traceable only by those inside the system, but he overlooked one flaw. He backed up those dollar bill photos to iCloud, and that data became federal evidence. What Samuel thought was invisible was, in fact, fully traceable once investigators had the subpoenas. bank records, IP logs, and device IDs. Every single dollar became a breadcrumb, leading law enforcement deeper into the structure of his operation. And what looked like a street hustle was in reality a six-figure international trafficking business operating through a combination of Instagram marketing, encrypted messaging, cryptocurrency, and Zelle. It was an empire built on unclaimed income and taken down by the very banking apps designed for convenience. The money was fast, but the trail was faster. TR TRIZZY wasn't just pushing weight, he was arming up for war. His iCloud folder revealed at least 4 binds, 3 straps and 1 ting, photographed across multiple locations, often beside stacks of cash or stuffed duffel bags. One image showed him gripping a strap in one hand, fanning money in the other, a statement as much as a threat. This wasn't a one-off flex, it was part of the uniform. In the world Samuel operated in, binds weren't optional, they were essential. Whether to defend his stash, intimidate rivals, or prepare for law enforcement, his bind collection proved one thing: he didn't just deal narcotics, he lived like a target. In the underworld, that's not paranoia, it's protocol. It's June 2025. After months of surveillance, subpoenas, and digital detective work, Agent K needed final visual confirmation that Tristan Samuel, the man behind Chop Life, was still residing at the $16,500 a month luxury home tucked deep inside the gated hills of Porter Ranch, California. With the license plate logged, utility records matched, and burner phone IP addresses pinging from the property, all signs pointed to one thing: this was the operational hub of TR TRIZZY's empire. Agent K drove by slowly, casually, snapping photos of the residence from inside his unmarked vehicle, just another routine check. But Tristan Samuel wasn't the type to miss anything, especially not surveillance on his castle. From the moment Agent K passed the house, Samuel noticed something off: a stranger's car and a camera flash. He moved fast, leaping into his Tesla Cybertruck, a vehicle as loud in presence as his online persona. He tailed Agent K toward the exit of the gated community, then cut him off. Right at the front gate, Samuel brought the futuristic truck to a screeching halt, blocking the only way out, and stormed out with confrontational energy. "Who are you?" he demanded. "Why are you taking pictures of my house? My family's inside." It was part paranoia, part performance, but mostly panic. For a man who had taken extraordinary steps to vanish behind fake names, burner phones, and encrypted chats, the sight of a camera near his fortress shattered the illusion of safety. What he didn't realize was that his reaction only helped law enforcement. He had unknowingly confirmed what Agent K needed. He was home, he was alert, and that he was feeling the heat. FBI logs would later describe the event as a turning point, a rare moment where the hunter and the hunted made eye contact, and the hunted panicked. In the narco game, silence is strategy, but Samuel broke cover. And once he did, the walls began to close in. July 16th, 2025. After nearly 2 years of surveillance, wiretaps, subpoenas, and digital breadcrumbs, federal agents closed in. Samuel was arrested without a fight. No guns drawn, no last stand, just the quiet end of a man who had once moved meth across oceans and flexed cash like royalty. There was nothing left to protect. The Cybertruck was parked, the burner phones were seized, the cloud had spoken. Samuel waived his identity hearing, choosing not to contest who he was. He agreed to be extradited from Florida back to California's Central District, the very place where his empire began and where it would now be dismantled in a courtroom. He now faces a stack of serious federal charges: conspiracy to distribute narcotics, possession with intent to distribute, exportation of controlled substances, possession of a bind in furtherance of drug trafficking. The same platforms he used to flaunt wealth, Instagram, Snapchat, Telegram, were the very tools that sealed his fate. The king of Chop Life was dethroned, not by betrayal, but by metadata and machine learning. Tristan TR TRIZZY. Samuel built a criminal empire from pixels and paranoia, a kingdom forged through lies, likes, and logistics. He moved in silence, but posted in loud color. Burner phones, encrypted chats, Instagram bravado, and cloud-synced secrets kept his machine running. But in the end, technology, the very tool he mastered, betrayed him. Every iCloud backup, every DocuSign lease, every Zelle payment and tracking number was another nail in the coffin. The kingpin got caught in his own algorithm. Yet even as Samuel sits behind bars, one question lingers in the shadows. Who stood beside him? Who helped him scale this high? Because empires this big don't rise alone. And somewhere out there, someone's still holding the blueprint. So that's all the information we have so far on Mr. TR TRIZZY's case file. If you think we've missed anything, let us know in the comment section below. If you like this investigative documentary, feel free to like the video, and we'll update you as soon as we hear anything more about the TR TRIZZY situation. The streets have spoken. Some names, locations, and details have been redacted to protect individuals and ensure safety, as this remains an active case. This investigative documentary is based on official records and focuses solely on the case of TR TRIZZY. This video is intended purely for journalistic purposes.